Hi everyone, this is Shashank Singh and we are in the way of learning Python programming language. In this video, we are going to discuss some of the basic comprehensions in Python, right? So first of all, we should know what are comprehensions. So comprehensions in Python provides us with a short and concise way to construct new sequences such as list, set, dictionary using the sequences which have already defined, right? So in this lecture, we're going to discuss these three basic comprehensions wherein we will cover list, dictionary and set comprehensions as well, right? Post we're going to discuss how exactly we can write Python code for these two scenarios, where in first scenario having user should have to provide an input string and we should have to print very next letter of the letters present in input string as an output, right? So here as you can see, next to A is B, next to B is C, next to C is D. Similarly we have to print it, right? Post we will see how can we write Python code to convert degree Celsius to Fahrenheit temperature, right? So let's do not waste our precious time and let's just get started. So here I'm using Jupyter Notebook for writing Python code, right? So first of all, we'll see what is list comprehensions, right? So list comprehensions is an elegant way to define and create list based on existing list. So basically it's make easy to create list and provide ease to perform sort of sophisticated filtering, mapping and conditional logic, right? So let's see why we use it, right? So let me write one variable name, let's say str1. I'm putting one string typed, let's say I'm putting my name Shashank, right? So if you have to convert this string to list, what you can do here, you can simply use list1 as a variable name and you can call list function, right? So inside this list function you can write this, you have to write this variable name, and if you'll print this, so if you'll print list1, you will get all elements in this list, right? So this is the first way to write, this is the first way to convert list string to list, right? Second way is you can, let's say if this is string 2 here, and let me write this list 2, right? So second way is using for loop you can achieve the same goal, right? So I am putting null value to a list. Let me iterate through all of the elements of this string, right? So this letter will responsible to iterate through all of the elements of this particular string. So for letter in str2, now let me append all the elements one by one to this list 2, right? Because I wanted to uh, send all the elements to this list 2, right? So what I can do here is I can call append function, right? So this is a predefined function. So and with this function all the elements get appended one by one, right? So this letter will responsible to iterate through all of the elements of this list, right? So we can put letter here, right? Now let me print this list 2. So if we'll print this, you will get the same desired result, right? Third way is very important way which I wanted to let you guys understand. Third way is list comprehensions, right? So how can we achieve the same thing? So we can achieve the same goal using list comprehensions as well. So let me write let's say list 3 equal to uh, letter in for sorry letter for letter in str2, right? So let me print list 3, so you'll get the same desired result. So this is all about list comprehensions, right? So here I have put it iterable for iterable in str2. Why I am saying iterable? Because this letter will iterate through all of the elements of this particular string, right? So that's why I'm saying iterable. So elements for elements in str2, so it will return the same result, right? So this is the way to write list comprehensions, right? So we're going to discuss a couple of more examples dotted around the same, right? So what we can do here, we can write list 4 here equals let me write num for num in range. So this is a range function, right, which I have explained in my previous videos. So if you haven't watched to went through all of the lectures, you can go ahead and check it out in the previous videos. So let me write 10 here, and if you will print list 4, right, so you will get all the values starting from 0 to 10, right? So 0 to 9 you will get, because 10 will I mean, like for range function, if you'll put any number, so it will return from 0 to n minus 1, right? So if you want to start from 1 or 2, let's say, so you can simply write 2 comma 10, so you'll get starting from 2, right? If you want to write, let's say, 19 here with a stepping size of 2, right, so you'll get 2 4 6 8. If you want to write it for 3, 2 plus 3 5, 5 plus 3 8. So that's how you can use range function, right? So let me write it for now. Let me write it 0 to 12, right? So I'm getting the same thing, right? So this is how we have to use list comprehension. So instead of writing a big logic, we can simply write these things, right, to achieve the same goal. We can use some more functions. I mean, like, you can use list comprehensions to perform a sort of numerical things as well. So if you have to print the square of all the numbers starting from 0 to 12, right, so what you can do here is you can simply write num square, right? So you'll get 0 1 square 1, 2 square 2, sorry, 2 square 4, 3 square 9, 4 square 16. That's how you can get the square, right? You can use some more expression, let's say plus 3, so you get 3 1 plus 3 4, 2 plus 3 5. That's how you get, right? Also you can use if else condition in here also, right? So how can you use this? Let's me write if num modulus 2 equal to 0. So you'll get I mean, like, numbers starting from 0 to 12, only even number, right? Because 3 modulus 2 is not equal to 0, right? 3 modulus 2 will be 1, so obviously it won't print, because only if condition is there, right? So you can use the same thing in starting also. So you can use here if num modulus 2 equal to 0, let's print else odd, right? If you'll run this, 0 will be odd, 1 will be, sorry, 0 will be even, 1 will be odd, 2 will be even, 3 will be odd, right? So I mean, like, for all even number, let's say 4 modulus 2 is equal to 0, which will be right? So it will print 4, and 5, which is odd number, right? So 5 modulus 2 is not equal to 0, so it will print the else condition, which will be odd, right? So that's how we can use list comprehensions, right? Post will see dictionary and set comprehensions as well. I mean, like, you can try it for set comprehensions as well. So let me write one more example for list, for dictionary as well. So let's say I'm writing name here. In this list I'm providing 3 names. So Shank, let me write few more names. Let's say Rachit, Rakesh, right? Surname equals, my surname is Singh, Sharma, Thakur, right? So what I can do here is I can write dict1 as a variable name. I don't want to provide any key value to this dict1. Let me iterate through all of the elements. So what I can do here is I can simply write for, and in this key comma value, right, in zip. So this is the function to zipping to list, right? So if you don't went through all those lectures of built-in functions wherein I have explained built-in functions, you can go ahead and check it out in my previous lectures. So name comma surname, so I'm zipping these two lists, right? So let me put colon here. So that's how you can use for loop, right? What I'm doing here is dict1, inside this dict1, so this is the same variable name. Here I have to write key equals value, right? Let me print dict1, right? So I'll get the zip thing. I mean, like, here you can see this is a dictionary, right? Same thing we can achieve through dictionary comprehensions as well. How can we achieve so? So let me write dict2, right? Equals, what I can do here is, let's say if I'm writing, sorry, curly braces, then key colon value for, can copy paste the same thing. Yep. So as I told you, I mean, like, here if you see num, which is a iterator for iterator in range, I mean, like, whatever you can write it, iterator for iterator in str2. So that's how we can use here also. Key value in this, right? So let me print dict2, right? So you'll get the same desired result, right? So that's how you can use dict function as well. So let me let me show you one example for set comprehensions as well, right? So I'm writing a variable named set1 is equal to, let me put curly braces, and num for num in let's say range 10, right? Print set1. So I'll get set, right? So that's how you can use, I mean, like, it's all similar to list only, but I mean, like, you have to provide as per your own use cases, right? So this is all about these three comprehensions, right? Hope you guys understood. If you you can pause this video and you can note it down for your further remembrance as well. Now we're going to discuss how exactly we can write code for the same, right? So this is very simple. I mean, like, if you have to write code for to convert this, I mean, like, user should have to enter a string, and then now you should have to print the next letter, very next letter of the letters present in input string, right? So how you can achieve the same goal? So let me write the code for the same. So I'm writing code for first scenario, right? So what I can do here is, let me write str1 equals, let me provide one string, let's say Shashank, right? Or else you can write the same thing, a b c d e f, right, as I wrote here. Now what you can do here is, let me write list1 as a variable name, and let me convert this string to list using list function. So what you can do here is, you can provide str1, right? Now what we can do here is, let me write one more variable name, list2 is equal to, what I'm doing here is, let me write, so first thing, we'll convert this all the elements to I mean, like, if you'll print this, let me print this first, print list1, right? So what I can do here is, I want to print next to A, right? Next to A is B, next to B is C. So here B should be there, here C should be there. So that's how we have to print, right? So how can we achieve this? So first of all, we'll convert these all elements to ASCII value, right? So how can we achieve this? So let me comment this, right? What I'm doing here is, I'm writing one more list2 is equal to, and this I am writing ORD. So this function will convert these elements to ASCII value, right? So what you can do here is, I am writing letter. So let me write this first. For letter in list1, right? Yeah. Print list2. So I'm getting the ASCII value of these letters, right? So ASCII value of A is 65, B is 66, C is 67. so I want to print the next letter of each letter, right? So actually, I mean, like, as an output we have to print very next letter of the letters present in input string, right? So next of A should be B, right? So here ASCII value should be 66, right? So how can we achieve this? We can write +1 here, right? And if you will do +1, you will get 6, instead of 65 you are getting 66, right? Now let me convert this 66 to char, right? So chr is a function to convert this, right? So for with ORD you can convert these elements to ASCII value, and after incrementing the ASCII value you are converting the same thing to chr. I mean, like, there might be more ways as well, but I wanted to let you guys understand, right? I wanted to let you guys know about ORD and chr functions as well, right? So using this, what you can, you'll get a, I mean, like, for next to A is B, next to B is C, next to D is sorry, yeah, so next to C is D, next to D is E. That's how you are getting, right? So this is a desired result, right? So let me print this, I mean, like, let me convert this whole list to string, right? So what I can do here is list3, this is another variable name. What I can do here, let me write, sorry, let me write v::colon dot join str letter for letter, let me write this first, for letter in list2. So that's how you can let me print. So this is what we are getting. I mean, like, this is our desired result, right? I mean, like, if you are entering, if user is entering a string, let's say A, B, C, D, E, F, so he is getting the result as the very next letter of the letters present in input string, right? So I mean, like, if you want to let user should enter different string as well, so you can write input function here, right? So I'm writing input function. So let me write Shashank. So I am getting next to S is T, next to H is I, next to A is B, next to H is I. So that's how you can get it. So let me print this again. If you are writing Rachit, so you are getting this thing. Let me run it again. So you are getting S B N O J K. So that's how I mean, like, that's how you can write a Python code. So hope you guys understand well. Now let's see how can we achieve the second scenario using Python code, right? So how can we convert Celsius to Fahrenheit? So this is very simple. I mean, like, let me write one variable, let's say CL, Celsius, right? Cell is equal to, let me provide few values, 23 degrees Celsius, 23.5 degrees Celsius, 56 degrees Celsius, now 45, let's say 78, right? So now Fahrenheit, FARHT, let's say, right? So what we can do here is equals, we can write the, as what is the formula, 9 by 5 into temp, right? So we can simply write this formula, 9 by 5 outside multiplied temp plus 32, right? So this is the correct formula, I guess. Yep, this is the correct formula. Yep. Now for temp in cell, right? Print, we can simply print this. So I mean, like, this is the easiest thing. So that's how you can achieve the same goal, right? So hope you guys understand well. You can note it down, you can pause this video and let me know if you have any doubt, right? Thanks for watching this.